Imagine if I told you that the creature sleeping on your couch right now, the one that begs for treats and chases tennis balls, is actually an apex predator whose ancestors once stalked woolly mammoths across frozen tundras. This is the incredible 40,000-year journey from wolf to Chihuahua, from savage hunter to Instagram star.
Shake your paws, it's the weekend beat. Time to groove with these tiny feet.
It's the greatest partnership in human history, and it almost never happened. 40,000 years ago, there were no dogs, only wolves. And humans, we were terrified of them. These weren't the wolves you see in nature documentaries. These were dire wolves, some weighing over 150 pounds, with bone-crushing jaws that could snap a human spine. But here's where our story takes an unexpected turn. Some of these wolves made a choice that changed everything. Instead of competing with humans for prey, they started following our ancestors. Why? Our garbage. Early humans were messy eaters. We left behind bone fragments, scraps of meat, leftover kills. For a few brave wolves, this was an all-you-can-eat buffet. But there was a catch. Only the friendliest, least aggressive wolves could get close enough to human camps without being speared. Over thousands of years, the friendly wolves survived and bred. The aggressive ones didn't. Without even realizing it, our Stone Age ancestors had begun the world's first genetic engineering project. But here's what blew scientists' minds when they discovered this. The wolves weren't just becoming friendlier, they were becoming completely different animals. Their brains shrank by 20%, their faces became flatter, their ears went floppy, some even developed curly tails. It's called domestication syndrome. And here's the wild part. It happened incredibly fast. We're talking just a few thousand years. In evolutionary terms, that's like snapping your fingers. Russian scientists proved this could happen in our lifetime. In 1959, they started breeding the friendliest silver foxes. Within just 50 years, less than a human lifespan, these foxes had floppy ears, curly tails, and barked like dogs. They had literally created dogs from wild foxes. But our prehistoric dogs were just getting started. 15,000 years ago, something extraordinary happened. Humans stopped wandering and started farming. And our dog companions, they exploded into dozens of different forms. In Egypt, they became sleek greyhounds built for speed in the desert. In the Arctic, they became thick-coated huskies that could survive negative 60-degree temperatures. In Europe, they became everything from tiny lap dogs for nobility to massive mastiffs for warfare. Here's what's absolutely mind-blowing. All 340-plus dog breeds we have today, from Great Danes to Pugs, share 99.9% of their DNA with wolves. That tiny 0.1% difference created more physical diversity than exists in the entire rest of the wolf family. A Chihuahua and a Saint Bernard are more closely related to each other than many wolves are to other wolves. Let that sink in. But the most incredible chapter was still to come. For thousands of years, dogs had jobs. They hunted, herded, guarded, and hauled sleds. Then came the Victorian era, and everything changed. Suddenly, dogs became fashion statements. The wealthy didn't want working dogs. They wanted conversation pieces. Breeders went wild, creating breeds that would have been impossible in nature. In just 150 years, from 1850 to 2000, humans created more new dog breeds than had evolved in the previous 15,000 years combined. We made dogs so flat-faced, they could barely breathe. So small they could fit in teacups, so wrinkled they needed daily cleaning just to prevent infection. We had gone from practical partnership to biological artistry. But we weren't done yet. Today's dogs can do things that would seem like magic to our ancestors. They detect cancer by smell with 97% accuracy, better than many medical tests. They predict seizures hours before they happen. They guide the blind through busy intersections and detect bombs in airports. But perhaps most remarkably, they've learned to read human faces better than any other species on Earth, including our closest relatives, chimpanzees. Modern dogs can follow human pointing gestures from birth, something wolves never learn, even in captivity. They've literally evolved to understand us in ways that wild animals cannot. They are, in the truest sense, co-evolved partners. Scientists now believe that dogs didn't just help humans survive, they helped make us human. They taught us empathy, cooperation, and unconditional loyalty. Brain scans reveal something remarkable. When dogs look at their humans, the same neural reward pathways activate as when humans look at loved ones. Both species experience a surge of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This chemical feedback loop doesn't exist between humans and any other animal. Dogs didn't just adapt to our environment, they adapted to our minds. Archaeological evidence shows that dogs were buried alongside humans over 14,000 years ago, sometimes wrapped in furs or adorned with ornaments. These were not tools, they were family. In some early societies, injured dogs were cared for despite offering no practical benefit, suggesting emotional attachment long before modern civilization. Dogs also reshaped how humans hunted and lived. This cooperation likely allowed human groups to grow larger and more complex. Some researchers argue that without dogs, humans may never have spread across harsh Ice Age landscapes so successfully. Perhaps most profound is what dogs taught us socially. By bonding with another species, humans practiced empathy beyond their own kind. Dogs rewarded kindness, punished cruelty with avoidance, and mirrored human behavior. In doing so, they may have helped shape our moral instincts. Dogs didn't just evolve alongside us, they changed us. Together, we didn't merely survive history, we rewrote it. So the next time you look at your dog, remember, you're not just looking at a pet, you're looking at the culmination of the longest, most successful partnership in the history of life on Earth. From fierce wolves stalking Ice Age prey to the loyal companion at your feet, dogs haven't just evolved, they've revolutionized what it means to be family. The bond between human and dog isn't just ancient, it's eternal.